Let me show you how to use a whole bunch of useful Excel functions while we assemble a dashboard. We're tracking purchase orders, so let's start off with the sequence function to get a list of 50 numbers. Equals sequence, comma 50. Then highlight and control +1 because we want these to be 6-digit numbers. So under custom, let's type in 6 zeros and now we have our 6 digits. Next, we need our total, so we're going to need a basic multiplication function equals our cost times quantity, and then let's drag that down. Then let's scroll over to the right and let's find out how to add drop-down lists. We want our department and our class to be a list for people to choose from, so it's always consistent. So let's go up to data validation, and then I'm going to select the list function, and I'm just going to type these in. They're already in, so hit OK, and now you've got your list, and do the exact same thing for class. And let's drag them down, and because they were already filled in, we're going to have to just hit delete, but you'll notice that the drop-down stays put. Test it out. Now if we go back here to our purchase by, type in this formula so that you can subtract your lead time days here to get your purchase by date, but let's add an if function. So we're going to say that if there's a 0, we leave it blank, otherwise we use the subtraction function. Now when you drag that down, the formula is there, but you don't see a bunch of dates. Now we want to use conditional formatting on the actual purchase date so that we highlight in red anything that's a problem. If our actual purchase date is greater than our purchase by date, that's a problem, so let's turn this red. So follow the formula exactly as shown. This template is free on my site, check the comments. All right, so now I filled in all of this information. If you're using this as a template, you can blank it out, but I selected everything and I did insert pivot table. I want to see department and total. This is the total purchase orders for each department. I'm going to copy and paste, and now I want to see the total spend by class. So this isn't by department anymore, it's by the type of purchase that it is. Now let's insert some pivot charts. I'm going to use a cluster bar for this one here. So you can see each of our departments is there. We can add titles to this. Let's call this just department expenses. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to hide these fields and I'm going to get rid of the legend. Let's move this one out of the way and then go to our second pivot table, insert a pivot chart. And this time we're going to do the vertical columns. We're doing the 3D format. And then again, let's change this title. So this is our class expenses, or we could have said expenses by class, and then hit close. And same thing, let's right click and get rid of those extra fields and the legend. We'll just press delete on that. And now we've got two useful charts. So I'm going to move this again, resize it down a bit. And we don't actually want these on this tab, so we're going to go to a new tab and call it our dashboard, and this is where all of the charts are going to end up. So I'm going to shrink this bar off to the right so that we can tab between our tabs much easier. So I'm going to hit Shift as I select these and Control C and then Control V to paste these over here. And then I don't like having grid lines on an actual dashboard, so I'm going to go up to View and Show and uncheck grid lines. Next, let's go and add a background. So let's just do a light gray. We're keeping our charts this color for right now, but we will format those in a little bit. And then let's add a heading in here, what's called this purchase order dashboard. And we can merge and center because there is no filtering to be done. And let's change the font size to be much larger. And we could change the background on this and the font color so it really stands out. Next, let's insert some shapes. So we're going to do the rounded edge rectangle, draw that in. And then we can Control C, Control V to copy paste. And then let's go up here and we'll change these to a dark gray, just something to match our formatting. And let's add a beveled edge. There's lots of different things you can do. Feel free to test them out. So now we're going back to our purchase order information because we want to get a count of all the values here. So we're using count A. So we have 50 purchase orders. And then we want to see how many of those are NA or not received. So we're going to use count if, and this time we're going to select the same range, but we're going to select the in double quotes for NA, and that's 18. So we're still missing 18 purchase orders. So let's go back and link these. So we're going to just go up to the formula bar equals those numbers there. And now you've got your missing purchase orders on the left, and on the right are your totals. So let's increase the font size on these quite a bit. This is a dashboard, so we want to try to keep it as simple, large, easy to read as possible. So we can just move these things around. We are going to add some text here in a moment. So we're going to center the, or I should say right justify these. And then let's go back here and change the format so that we are just no zeros, no extra decimals here. Now I'm going back up here and I'm going to insert a dividing line. So you can draw a line in. And let's just select that thicker version and let's color that white. Copy paste, again, Control C, Control V, and move that in place. Now off to the left, we're going to insert yet another shape, but this time it's just going to be a text box. So let's draw that in. And on this side, these are the not received. So we can highlight this, change our font to bold. Let's change it to white. We're going to remove the background on this so it blends in and it looks just like the 18 does by going up here. And we want no outline on it and we want no fill. So now it's transparent. So you can copy this particular text box and paste it again after we do our final touches here. That's about as big as that text can be so that it still fits. So let's copy, paste, and then move it over to the right. And this one is going to be our total POs or total purchase orders. So just type that in, looking pretty good. Now you could do a lot of formatting on these charts, but I'm going to show you how you go up to the upper right and go to quick styles. Let's choose this. This is a nice dark gray against our lighter gray background. And we'll do the same for the class expenses. And then let's resize these, move them into place. Again, you want a dashboard to be larger, fill up the screen as much as you can. So we'll move this top one up just a little bit. And it's looking really good, but we should change these values to currency. So let's right click on these and format the data labels, change it to currency, and let's get rid of the extra decimals. Dollars and cents are useful when you're looking at the data, but not as necessary on a dashboard. So again, let's do currency and then let's narrow those decimals to make it easier to read. Let's make this title stand out a little bit more, a little bit larger, and there's your dashboard.